All right, let's get right into it. Support the hypothesis. As a monthly newsletter formed in 1969 by a group of Asian American students at the University of California, Los Angeles, GIDRA helped raise awareness about social and political issues concerning the Asian American community on campus and at large. The newsletter had an expansive reach for a publication of its kind. Around 4,000 copies were published each month. A student writing a history paper, however, hypothesizes that GIDRA's influence cannot be measured by the number of newsletters published monthly alone. Okay. So if we're supporting their hypothesis, we might be saying that GIDRA is like bad in some way. Not that like the magazine or whatever it is, newsletter is bad, but more that like it's not as good as the rest of the passage seems to be saying. So the popularity is not about number, I guess. I don't know. I don't even need a dumb summary here. It just kind of says it. The key is that word however, though, right? They were saying such positive things about this newsletter the entire time. And then when we get to the hypothesis, the part that matters, it's a little bit more negative. So I don't know. Let's maybe that's our dumb summary. Let's see. A, the students who initially formed GIDRA each contributed financially to its creation. Well, that doesn't seem to have anything to do with the number of newsletters published. So I don't know. It's about popularity. It's about the number. I don't know. B, in addition to covering current events, GIDRA also featured works of art and literature. Again, doesn't talk about popularity. Doesn't talk about how many were printed. Just seems random. C, GIDRA was initially based out of the Asian American Studies Center at UCLA. Okay, again, nothing but popularity. D, people would often give their copies of GIDRA to others once they had finished reading an issue. Okay, so maybe this is going in a different direction than I anticipated, but yeah, at least it's about the number of copies, right? Right? The number of newsletters published would not reflect its popularity, because if people are sharing, then that means more people are reading the newsletter than you would think just by the numbers, right? So it at least relates, right? We could do all this like reasoning and proving it, but in a very dumb way, it's the only one that's about the number of copies, right? The others are just random facts. So just stick to what matters. There's no reason for a dumb summary here because it's so explicit. But yeah, you can always go back to the passage once you've got an idea. I don't know. There's not really much to say about this one, but I do think this gets to something I want to conclude with on this set is, you know, the support weekend questions tend to, in my opinion, be some of the hardest reading passage questions. They're up there with some of the hard graph chart questions. But not all of them will be hard. So when you are in that hard module and you are trying to just get through as many passage questions as you can before that timer runs out, and you're trying to figure out which ones to target, it's hard to know. It's not like they're in order of difficulty. So you might want to skim. And this, just kind of skimming it, looking at it, I don't see a lot of hard words. I don't see a science experiment. That can scare people. It just seems to be a short little paragraph, almost like it was taken out of Wikipedia. So I don't know. This would be one I wouldn't want to run out of time on. I would want to make sure I get to this. I think most people are going to get this pretty confidently. So just remember with these questions, just because most of them are very difficult does not mean all of them are. And you've got to make some choices as you go through the section about like where to spend your time. And even these ones can be really easy. So just find ways of noticing the difficulty as fast as possible.